Welcome to FYI. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you folks doing today, the 19th day already of October? How are you wonderful folks doing out there? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to share the live as you come in. Share, share, share. And smash that emoji button as well, folks. My co-host, Will Finance, is going to be with me just in a couple of minutes, folks. But I'm happy that you folks are here. All the usual suspects, Beatrice Selby, Yolanda Thomas, I see all the usual suspects. Nobody's missing. Guys, great to have each and every one of you here with us. Really good to have you folks. Share the live, smash that emoji button. I feel I should be ringing something right now. I feel I should be ringing something. Good morning to each and every one of you. I'm so happy that you folks are here. Hope the day is off to a running start at your end, folks. I hope you guys are fired up out front parts. You're ready to go, Yolanda Thomas. I see Rachel Wolford is here as well. And Cherry Bascom Greenwich. Good to have each and every one of you joining. Wherever in the world you wonderful, beautiful, peace-loving, uncontroversial folks are joining us from, we are really, really privileged to have you guys here. Share the live for us. Smash that emoji button. All the places that joining us. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're talking. Folks, welcome and good morning to each and every one of you. A very good morning. Cecile Ogle, Lynn Finance. Good to have you, Lynn. And Lena Williams. Well, Lena, good to have you folks as well. Bibi Ayana Sandiford. Am I calling it right? I hope so. Bibi Dion Ayana Bibi Sandiford. Yep. Inverse. Good to have you folks. Wherever you guys are joining us from. Folks, it is Wednesday, is it? Wednesday. Believe it or not. The 19th day of October. Guys, you're chasing down some goals, some aspirations, some dreams. You're running them down. Pick up the pace a little bit. We're coming up on month 10 very quickly, coming in hot to month 10, guys. And we're extremely happy that you're here with us and you're going to continue to fire after those ambitions that you folks are following. You know, you got your little task and your goals, your aims, your objectives, things you want to get accomplished in this month. We hope that you're that much closer. The 19th day, we're well over half month, folks. Well over half month and heading down to month 10. And we trust that you guys will go on to accomplish all of those things you're chasing for. We're so happy that you folks are here. Wherever you're joining us from, Clara, call you later. Clara, Alexis Chomley. Clara, call you later. Larry Crawford, after you come in, Spinky Kerr, and all you other fantastic folks. CC Local is here too. Great to have you as well, guys. We are so happy that you wonderful, beautiful folks are here with us. We can't do it without you at all. Good to have you, Shirley Crichton and Sharon Alfonso Evans. Good to have you, beautiful, wonderful folks here with us. We're fired up. We got the news information, credible and valid, waiting for you guys. Pull up a cup of something with us. I'm having some tea bag tea. I know some of y'all might be having some coffee tea. Some folks might be having some Milo tea, some porridge tea. Whatever you're having this morning, you might be having some toast, some plantains, some eggs, whatever you're having, bacon even, guys. And you got watch your little health thing too. Guys, good to have you. Good to have each and every one of you. Adil Beckles. Good to see Alia Waldron here with us. I'm only seeing positive folks this morning. Right? So Charles, I'm sorry. Not today. Good to have all of the rest of you here. Marlon King and Gil Alicock, Osman Hodge, Cecile Ogle, as I said, Alia Waldron. It's really good to have Alia with us. All the other beautiful, fantastic folks who are joining us this morning. It's a privilege. Real privilege to have each and every one of you here. It's a privilege. Good to have you. Marlon King. Marlon, how are you doing? And Marlon Thomas. All the Marlins like this come out one time. All the Marlins is coming in on latest one time. Guys, good to have you here. How was the night before? Y'all had any dreams? You see any lotto numbers? Let us know what's going down. Please and thank you. Let us know what's going on. I know some of you probably already at work, on your way to work, or some folks too heading home from work. Even the better. We trust that you guys have a fantastic, fruitful, fulfilling day. Yep, that's our hope for you folks. Beryl Crawford, we see you, and Andrew Griffith, and all the other folks. It's Wednesday.
And Simone Reeves, good morning.
Yep. Julia's joined us.
Good morning, everyone.
Julia's joined us, good folks.
Come on.
You're hearing the voice? She's coming through, folks. She's coming through. What I tell you?
I am coming.
She's coming through. Right, so we can shift things up a little bit. You can hear some chairs moving. Although we loud. We do things we on the way here. We loud like that. Good to have
loud and proud.
Each and every one of you. Go right ahead, Teresa. Big and bad. Go through. Go
So
down the line.
I'm going down the line.
Wrong and
over the
down.
line. I don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing right now. But
Wrong and down.
oh my goodness.
Wrong and down. Down and wrong.
I
Good
don't-
to have each and every one of these lovely, beautiful folks joining us this morning.
I'm looking at the feed. I'm like, oh my God, there's some wonderful folks joining us this
Yep,
morning.
yep, yep. Lots to share.
Fredericks. Hey, Shonda, what's going on with your end? I hope all is well.
We're going to get right to it in a couple of minutes. Get out of the way so you guys can go ahead and have a great, fantastic day with credible, valid information. That's how we
Going
do
to
it.
work? Who's on their way to work? You know,
Somebody in a
I
bus
like-
somewhere,
I like to
somebody in an
ask.
Uber taxi, somebody in book a ride. You know, we got things now. Eh?
Book a ride. It's a good initiative, I think, Tom. Good start and all of that. Book a
I
ride.
hope so.
That is book a ride.
Yep. Gotta try it out, you know. Gotta try it out. Always good to try a couple of new things.
You like trying?
Always
new
good
things?
to try. Yeah. At least once. You only live once.
Hey, Beatrice, good morning. And Natasha's saying, good morning, Natasha. How are you doing? Natasha, I think there's some cheer.
Yeah.
You owe this
let me put this
chair
down.
some warmth.
Yeah.
If I can say it like that. You owe this chair some warmth.
Yeah.
Good morning, Edward Gonzalez.
I want to start rowing early. Over the cups. I want to start rowing early, so I can let it so.
Sharon, Sharon, what type of coffee is
I
this?
want to start rowing. So that's it. That's
Black
that
coffee?
decaf.
Decaf.
This one is come very clear. very clear. Go ahead, Rita.
Don't go down on the live stream, Juris. I don't know what is going on there. Like we're man.
No, I'm not focusing on negativity this morning. I just want to get credible, valid information, people, and move on. That's all I want to do today. I got a packed day. No time to lose, no time to waste. Pay some power. That's how we do it. A lot of things to get done
your
today.
mind gotta be somewhere
Yeah.
in the gutter.
Carolyn Farlin and all the other folks. Good to have you folks.
How are
Yeah.
you doing this morning?
Natasha, I
hope
love
all
back
is
to you.
well.
Natasha says, I love you, Cheryl. I love back to you, Natasha.
Okay.
I love back to you. Joan Chase, Veronica, Hazel, Petri, and all the other folks. Natasha,
I see Osman Hush is on this morning. Good
We
morning,
done talk.
Mrs. J. Good morning to you. I see Isabella Butter says, Juret, you are looking so gorgeous this morning.
she's growing.
Yeah,
Growing and glowing.
I don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
but hopefully it's good, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah. My aunt used to say, when you're in love, it shows. Moving on, folks. Lots to discuss this morning. Sure to get ready. When you're in love, it shows.
I feel attacked.
It's true.
I feel these comments
It's
are
true.
like. Had a
Yeah.
dream, said Michelle Cox. Michelle had a dream. So
Yeah.
it seemed
Yeah.
creepy.
When you're in love, it shows. If you are getting dreams, I want lotto numbers. Right?
Lots of numbers.
Lotto numbers. We want prosperous dreams.
Charlotte's
Please
going
and
to
thank
morning
you.
paper.
I'm ready.
Could
You
we
ready?
go?
You,
My
if
goodness,
it's okay with you.
Gaisuko going
If it's
on.
okay with you. Yeah. They think if they get a new board, they can turn things around there.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
how did they even
They
get
promised to
that
make
point?
sugar great again, Jarita. How is that going?
Man,
How is that
I
going?
think I always tell people that our problem may very well be the PPP's definition of better and great, and so
Mhm.
doesn't coincide with how we see it. Our terminologies must be way different
Uh-huh.
than theirs.
Yeah. So guys, we got a new board. A lot of the usual suspects. We see what's his name from the Ministry of Finance. He's on like every board. Mr. Balgabin,
How is that even a thing?
right?
How do you
He's
put
like every
someone-
board.
Be-
The project officer, should be wanted by the police for knocking down that young executable teacher, that young Burbis teacher. Nothing has ever come of that.
Yes,
Still before
he
the
was the
DPP.
guy.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah.
guy.
Terry Chan Balgabin. I
Forgot
don't forget
about
people like
that.
that. Terry Chan Balgabin. He's on the board there too. Lots of the other suspects. Folks, sugar going no place.
I think there's no amount of changing. You can change the board, the representatives. There's nothing that they can do to
Sugar going no
reverse
place.
what's going
Yeah.
on. They knew this was coming very, very long since we lost the preferential market prices. Since we lost that, we knew that this day was going to come. Monies were actually expended. The PVP administration actually collected monies that were supposed to be used to diversify
Yeah.
and all of those things. But they did everything else that they possibly could have done. And here we are, 2022,
Yeah.
and them having to deal with the harsh reality that it's not going no place. But apparently they're just going to be changing people around,
Yeah.
to see who could squeeze balance of the juice out of it.
Last board went very fast. Things went by quick.
You remember that meeting?
Yeah.
That's audio.
Yeah, Venezuelan prostitutes and so on. Meet on the
Venezuelan
board.
prostitutes.
Yeah.
I don't even know how did it get to that?
Money flowing.
Money flow.
You know, billions reporting Isuku since they come. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, money flowing.
A new set of,
and girls just come wrong.
a new set of people to. You got a man. You got a man warp in your
mind.
Them
guys went on the board
this morning.
And when problems broke out, everybody's story talking about Venezuelan prostitute, everything, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, that's how they're doing the time.
That's how they do it. That's how they do it.
Yeah, servicing.
Yeah. Providing a service.
Providing services.
It doesn't mean it's quality service, if I could say.
I don't know. One might have to sample to find out. One might just have to do a kind of random sampling. You know how these things are. Folks, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Random sampling.
Yeah. Beautiful morning, folks.
Yeah.
Laughter's good.
You know, we like to head walk along these parts.
Listen, I'm helping nobody. I don't
want
to share I'm selfish, stingy, all those things. You know? No help. You know, no, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking because we had this whole big number, like 55.9%, if I remember clearly.
Contraction in sugar.
And that was reported in the first half year.
It's not getting better.
The mid-year report from the Ministry of Finance, half-year reported Bank of Guyana. You know, those two reports basically have a lot of the same information. The Bank of Guyana, I always say, have more information, more structured, less political language. But I did note that it's not going to go to a different place. It's going to get a little bit worse. I don't know if they can salvage the extent of the contraction at the year-end report, but I don't know how they're going to do it. They keep complaining about things that they have no business complaining about in 2022. You know, basically they're saying why sugar is doing this bad now is because something happened in 2020.
That's scrap iron. It's not to salvage.
Back early
scrap iron now.
They're not putting the systems in place. They're not focusing on it. Every bit of energy is going into the oil and gas sector, and with specific aim of how much they can pocket for themselves from that sector, from the monies that is.
At this point, it's a scrap iron.
Scrap
iron. Nothing to salvage here. Nothing.
Flying out.
I don't know. I went last night to come back. There's nothing to salvage there. Nothing at all. At all. You know, that's why them boys had time on the hand because they realized this ain't going no place. They bring in the Venezuelan prostitutes.
When is PVP entering elections?
All right, I don't know. There's before those things in the election. PVP and elections, internal elections, and that's an oxymoron. It's appointments.
No, I asked
appointments.
I want to see how those numbers are going to go. You know, when it comes to those people, because you're talking about guys soup and all of those things. I remember this joke that I've been told, like that the current president might have gotten less votes than he had hoped.
That's what happened.
At the internal elections.
That's what happened.
So
and it's going to happen again.
I want to see what's going on here.
Yeah, people will have instructions.
COI.
Don't make people look bad. They will be instructed. Vote. Go ahead, Rita. Lots of stuff. Let's
move forward.
Yeah, we're channeling on the morning papers.
As
lots
quick
of
as
stuff.
we can go, start flying out.
Yeah. Lots of stuff. My God. I don't talk in a teacher.
Sherrod gone, yes.
I don't talk in.
Sherrod gone.
I don't talk in my body there. Teacher, take one.
But
go ahead, Rita.
I have to pull in a comment from my colleague on this particular matter because yesterday the announcement was made, guys. We were in a very serious conversation yesterday when the announcement was made about the visa requirement being lifted for persons who travel from Guyana to the UK. And first of all, I have to say that one of the things my colleague David Patterson said to me yesterday, he's like, but people need to understand that this was before. No, we lost it because of
the PVP.
He said we lost it because he was telling me that when he went to the UK first, because he studied in the UK, he said when he went there, the very first trip he went without a visa because there was no visa requirement and so forth. So it's good to see us going back to that place because I'm pretty sure that the UK did not. There was no requirement for residents in the UK to have visa to come.
Yeah, you see the strides made under the FC administration, being taken off of that list and money laundering list and cocaine list and all that. All this is part and parcel of us becoming a better country.
Yeah, Excellent point. But I want to
Yeah.
read my colleague's comment if I could
Go
do
ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
So my colleague, there, Ronald Austin Jr. I always say my colleague because like I would refer to him for his expertise and so on so many matters, especially when it comes to academics. He spoke about mass exodus. Yeah, he wrote the point. He wrote this post yesterday where everybody was like, because Guyanese, we're at
The
a different
Syria.
level. When it comes to creation of memes and stuff like that, Guyanese at next level. Nobody can keep up with us. I was
Yeah.
looking at the,
Yeah.
the, the, the rapidness at which videos were
Yeah.
created and those things.
I see people hanging on to
I'm s-
aircrafts and so on, and taking up from jacket, the national logo.
Right? No, but Ronald
Yeah.
said, and I
This
quote,
is the second
Ronald,
Windrush.
I didn't ask for permission to read this here. Let me just
Yeah.
put
Go ahead.
it's
Yeah.
in the public domain.
Yeah.
He said mass exodus where how it is designed to promote business, hence announced at the business forum. First of all, you will need about 500,000 Guyana dollars to make a trip. I see half, three-quarter Guyana dog in Naka.
Mhm.
So you would need about 500,000 Guyana dollars to make the trip. You are better off putting that money on a piece of land or a car. Second, once you reach, virtually impossible to work there without the permit. It is not Uncle Sam. No sanctuary cities there. You can't go for. You can't go and say, oh, well, this state is a little different, the laws here are a little different and so forth. It says, 1 million cameras to recognize faces. Guyanese don't like those things. When cameras Ramstein was actually putting that system in place, there's a whole lot of things that was a lot of pushback. It's the prices for transportation and food will have you begging to return home just to eat a Compton cocoa for $200 Guyana dollars. And pay $120 in bus fares. And third, there is no big family network system of support. You could be in the cold in London shivering. English people had a tight, but I don't know about this. Ronald on with this comment.
I take Ronald advice. English people are tight.
Rent is a killer.
Yeah.
He said, don't even think about it. This is for businessmen and for those that can't afford a vacation to London. He said, focus on Canada and the US.
Well, 500,000, you could go to the States 3 times.
Focus on Canada
You could
and
go
the
to
US,
the States 3 times, or once with a good thing,
Yeah. All jokes aside, guys, all of these things, and the first bit of announcement was made with the visa requirement being lifted from Dubai, so Guyanese can actually travel to Dubai. So I want to remind you of that, and then to think to yourself how many persons actually left Guyana to go to Dubai since then, utilizing that channel.
I'm sure you got a couple.
And that avenue,
A couple, but
so it goes back to what Ronald said.
No mass exodus.
Correct. It goes back to what Ronald was saying that this is something that is for it's business oriented. So the conversation needs to be around making sure that equitable resource distribution is done within the country, so that you can get small and medium
scale. Free, it's not ticket free.
So you can get small and medium scale business owners up to par to a level at which they actually can go and travel.
I think certain persons they heard free and they hear plane ticket free.
They didn't put it together properly.
They hear plane ticket free. They hear busy. They hear plane ticket free. But waking up to the realization.
Martin Nelson said, Jared also no linemen outside in London. Listen,
busy yourself.
Guyanese
busy yourself. Busy yourself.
Guyanese cannot handle any way that you can be lineman, loitering, whatever. Nope, you can't do
busy
it.
yourself, folks. Busy yourself.
Yep.
It's also being announced that our trade with the UK went up.
Correct.
Toss up.
And that's good. But I did note something that I want to mention when it comes to the visa-free access to the UK. Also, I know the big announcement was made, and I saw a lot of persons trying to give kudos to government and all of that. But then I did see an article saying that the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce is actually taking credit for this particular move, saying that it was Timothy Tucker who pushed a lot of intervention and representation to get it to this point.
Interesting.
So direct your congratulations.
So
where it should be.
He should have been sitting next to Jane Miller and not their fun.
If it's Timothy do it, y'all give Timothy credit.
It's not your fun.
That's my point.
The wrong person went to the ceremony.
It's the wrong person. It's the wrong person.
They won't allow your fun to be great, boy. This private sector commission. Wow.
Yeah, it was, and
So it was a rubber stamp yesterday.
I
It was
don't
a
know.
puppet.
I don't know, but I did see an
Wow.
article headline that the Georgian Chamber of Commerce is actually taking the
Wow.
credit
Yeah.
for this, and then
Happy for
I
them. Happy for
so
them.
if Timothy worked hard for this, let's give Timothy the kudos. Y'all direct your
Yeah.
congratulations elsewhere, right? But good going. I think anything that opens avenues and things for that level of business
Yeah.
is something that we could commend
Yeah.
and just don't get too excited. The poor people in this country still poor, can't afford it. Some of them can't even afford to travel. According to the man in the video
Yep.
yesterday, from up to Linden, so what are you thinking about London if you can't reach the Linden? So we have some real issues at hand in which we need to empower Guyanese to get to that level, that we have the resources to actually utilize these opportunities.
Yeah.
So that's a real conversation, but we can get into that.
That's the
But
real
that's going
deal
to
right
take the
there.
rest of
That's
that's going to
really
take
right
the
there.
rest of the day if we go
Yeah.
down that line.
So we're following then this 17% increase in trade with the
Yeah.
UK last year. I think this was it. This is the private sector commissioner. Let's talk about that.
But
Let me know where to get the praise.
when it comes to the trading and this particular headline,
Mm.
need some diving into from the Bank of Guyana report, Bank of Guyana half-year report, and so forth. You would understand it a little bit better. But there is absolutely no way in which a country that has new resources will not be in expanding with your trade partners in the quantity of trade that you actually have on a yearly basis. If that's happening, it's ludicrous. It can't happen. You have all this additional resources and all of that. You will be
Money.
doing more trade than you have done
Yeah.
before. And there are a lot of persons that are going to be coming into your country to making sure that they can get their piece of the pie to take it back also.
Yeah.
So I don't see that as
And the UK needs some pie because their economy is in some trouble. So they need to
yeah,
lift this.
with Boris and all of that, what happened so
34%.
recently,
Yeah, they
that's
got a lot of
different.
trouble, a lot of
Yeah.
trouble in the economy there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, their last prime minister, well, the first prime minister under this new dispensation under Liz Truss was fired 38 days into the job. So they're in some real economic trouble there, and they need a push,
Yes.
right?
Yep. But the trade expansion and trade and all those things, it has to happen. You cannot be in
Yep.
in a situation in which you're
Yep.
having more resources and all of that and expect not to have more trade. That's just crazy. So yes.
There's that. And while we're talking about trade, they got some other things trading, Judah.
Yeah, trading season.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else
Yeah.
to say this. Like Guyanese,
Narco State, we come back.
Y'all behave yourself.
Narco State come back. Them boys come back.
Listen, I don't want. I don't want to see a whole series on the drug trade.
It coming on
I don't want to
Netflix.
see it. I don't want to see
Coming
it.
on Netflix. But they're telling us, Kanu's telling us they've seized over $311 million in narcotics. I'm not so impressed by this, right? Because with this seize, they got 4 times this pass. 4 times this amount
Listen,
pass through.
I am no expert when it comes to drug trade and trafficking and all of those things. But what I do know is, like, I have followed a lot of stories, a lot of documentaries in which persons sat and told their story, like step for step, and their involvement in this business and this on the ground economy altogether. And one of the things I always tell people is that, I tell young people in particular, is every single time somebody come and asks you to, like, they're seeing you struggling, so they know that you're a vulnerable individual when it comes to needing money and all of those things. And every time somebody come and tell you that they want you to take X amount of drugs, and they're going to say, oh, the system is so set up. We have this person in line, and this person is going to pass you through, and that person is going to pass you through, and all of that. I always tell young people, you are being put there as a bait. You are being put there as a sacrificial lamb so that the real amounts of drugs could pass you.
Yep.
You're being put there as
Yep.
this detractor or whatever, so that the real amount of drugs can pass you. Because if you know it, I don't know how many, if you would read at any point in time that, we had 3, I don't know the quantities of drugs that goes
3 blocks, bricks, 3 bricks.
Yeah, 3 bricks. I'm gonna go with Sharon's terminology.
3 bricks.
3 bricks was
3
seized at
doors.
the airport, and then you hear somebody, like, later on in the day, you hear another report about another amount we seized. always just one because that person is being put there
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
sacrificial lamb,
yeah,
and that is how they do it all the time. So don't let
yeah.
nobody fool you.
It's what passed
Don't let
that
nobody fool
it's
you.
what passed.
Yep.
You know, that worries me a lot. That worries me. It's what passed. It's not what I see. It's what was allowed to pass.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the Senate went to Belgium? We're still waiting to see the footage from Kanu. You
Canoe.
remember the scanner that was defunct? Then they brought an expert to recover the images. They said thousands of images were recovered. But we didn't see the ones
What
when the
is
thing they passing.
is how soon
Right?
that happened, after the people came back in
Right
office.
away, right away, them boys broke up the scanner.
Immediately, like I don't
Right
understand
away.
how that happened so
Yep.
quickly.
Yep. And those are just some of the things, folks, we are following on the morning papers, but we're following some stuff too that are brewing internationally, folks. As we get to the morning trend, we are following a couple of things that are brewing internationally. We did tell you, folks, here's Wendy Griffith and Kishan Sharma Ramjadan, and we also told Glennis, rather, Marcia, what's going down? We talked about Britain, what's happening in Britain. Liz Truss has some problems. She had some early missteps, and it's the worst thing, in that kind of society. When then people smell blood in the water, whether in the party or out, they're trying to overthrow you. Right? And Britain is infamous for having some very, very short, terms in tenure of prime ministers. Very, very short. And Liz Truss is telling us this morning she's in a bit of a trouble, and that's what we're following. They're saying we picked this up, I think, out of Reuters, that she's trying to stave off a rebellion. She had a misstep with her finance minister. He had a lot of measures that didn't gel too well with the public, and there was lots of pushback now internally in her party. Some people want to see her go. Well, you think the finance minister listed, he had a short tenure? We gotta hold on and see, because Liz Truss look like if she can weather the storm, she can stay on. But our party members,
I
the,
think
the, the folks serious, they are
yes,
results oriented.
but that's the whole thing. That's the whole
This
thing.
is not talk like them jagabats we got to deal with, right? In front of them, you got to produce the goods, and she's been floundering. That's one of the things brewing international.
Yeah, to have a rebellion so quickly,
Yeah,
like it's just how long
yeah.
has she been
You
here?
gotta catch your opponents off guard. She thinks
Goodness.
she honeymoon in 1 year, and guess she 1 month. Them boys don't got the daggers at her back of the throat.
But it's like, what is the ultimate aim there? Like, I'm yet to see.
Yeah, power,
Like, no, what
power
is?
by any means
Yeah,
necessary.
there must
You
be
know?
something. There must be something there. I can say that because
Yeah,
it's she hasn't even
hasn't even.
she hasn't even settled in the office
This
spaces
is
yet.
war.
It's war.
This is war,
Guys,
folks.
listen, you think
This
politics
is
easy?
war.
You think this thing easy? You think when we come on here and these
Yeah, this is war.
these
The folks,
miscreants
the
come into the
folks.
comment section, and that's the easiest part. So it's like that's
Yeah,
why Sherry says sometimes you have to have thick skin when you're in politics. You have to be strategic. You have to be thinking a
yeah,
100 steps ahead and all of those things because this is what it is, and you have to. Most importantly, you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan that this is your aim, this is your objective, so that you just get those things sorted out, regardless of all the negativity and the externalities and all of
yeah,
those things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just eyes on the prize. And you just get it done,
Keep your
whatever
eyes
it
on the
is.
prize. Share the
Liz,
live. Smash that emoji
I
button.
sorry for Liz. I don't know
We
about
wish
you.
Liz the best. You see, like, I think it's this morning it dawned on me. Maybe it's these short name prime ministers. You had Liz, you had May. Could be. Is it? May had a very short tenure too,
Mm,
right? I liked May, by the way, but Liz. I don't know if it's these three-letter
mhm.
names, May, Liz.
Ali.
Something. Yes, short tenure.
I don't
Very,
know.
very short. You
I
short
don't know.
did
I
with
don't
you.
know.
Very, very short. What we're tracking also, Madagascar, they're different.
Yeah.
Madagascar different. Well, the foreign minister of Madagascar
Mhm.
recently, the UN voted overwhelmingly to condemn Russia's annexation of these various parts of the Ukraine. The Madagascar Minister of Foreign Affairs voted as well to condemn it, but the president didn't like that. He fired him.
Mm.
So he was fired overnight for that vote. Yep.
This is it's serious. And
Yep.
we when we had a situation with the vote ourselves, if you can remember, nobody got fired, but
Yep. Yep.
but it was I think it was corrected. a very fast manner, if I could say that much. They said it was a mistake and all of that. But these things are very serious because every country have its unique challenges itself. And when you go to these different forums and you cast a vote, you aligning yourself with a
Yeah.
specific other country. So you can't be doing things
Correct.
against the best interest of your country. It doesn't work like that.
Correct. But this Minister of Foreign Affairs looks as though he's going to be on the right side of history. You know, sometimes you take a principled stand, and the ship's probably the middle.
Yeah.
He probably felt the way he felt when he felt it, and that's that.
Yeah, but I don't think that
That's
well,
that.
I don't know how it works, but I don't think that could be reversed. I don't think it could be reversed. Well,
Can't come back and say I make a mistake.
but
sorry.
we did do that.
Yeah, yeah.
In all fairness,
Yeah.
we did do that.
It's we, you know. It's we. That being said, some other stuff, guys, we are following regionally, a couple of things we're following, a couple of things brewing regionally, good folks. And this is one of them. The Bahamas says, we will send boots on the ground in Haiti. Right? Guyana said nothing yet.
You know, we don't have no boots to send on no ground. Sure, come
We
on.
can send the army. Right? Bahamas step forward, they said, we will send boots on the ground.
I have the level of patriotism that you say you fly the Guyana flag high, you stand at attention for the national anthem and all of those things.
Go on.
I have that, and then there's GDF, and I have the utmost respect for those individuals, particularly the women who go out there in that difficult setting. I will no apologies for what I'm saying, and actually decide to serve, right? But we know our limitations as a country. We know our limitations, that we know that we don't even have 1 million people altogether. So we know we don't really
What about
have...
the Brazilians and the Venezuelans? We probably tap that now.
We probably should restart
probably got
requiring
more than
that
a
they
million.
go within the
Probably
joint
got more than a
GDF
million.
or something.
Yeah.
But I see that move, and one of the things I have to say is that it is admirable to see the other countries, the other Caribbean countries coming forward and saying that they're going to push intervention.
Yeah.
They're going to be there. So there are things that we could do. We may not be able to send boots on the ground because we have severe limitations when
We
it comes
rich
to
now. Rich
our
people don't come fight war. You said
our Guyana defense force. We have our limitations in
We
terms
rich
of
now.
number, capacity, size,
We rich now.
whatever. But there are things that we can do. There are a lot of things that we can do, and I hope the Foreign Office and the foreign offices, I'm not talking about the political lackey that is put there to just shake head and shake hands and stuff like that. But I hope the actual persons in the Foreign Office there is actually going out of their way to try to devise a strategy and a plan as to how we can lend aid. You don't know the future, Sharon. You don't know the future. You don't know when we are going to need aid ourselves, So you have to be strategic. I know there are many cases in which Guyana, actually, we learned about it when it's already happened. Aid was being sent to other countries and things like that. So let us see something happening here. And again, I want to say that I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday, that I want to hear what was Irfan Ali's comments when it comes to the CARICOM heads of state meeting, because his position on Haiti seems to be one that is very resentful, and I don't like that feeling. So I would love to hear that he has a different bit of commenting right now. His position is swayed towards giving aid.
I could hear Irfan say at that meeting, where was Haiti during that election, protracted election? Where was your voices?
Oh, goodness.
Where was Haiti? That being said, folks, right next door, don't let me go too far, right next door in Brazil, folks, this election, and the rabidness seemed to have caught Jair Bolsonaro off guard. At least that's what he's been talking about. He said the campaign is very very vicious,
Welcome to 2020. Welcome to our world.
He wasn't ready for it, Judah. He wasn't, folks. Bolsonaro, he wasn't ready for it. He didn't expect, he said, it was going to be such a close race. He wasn't expecting it. I'm telling you what he said. I ain't lying.
Welcome to our world, and
Uh,
I can start this conversation off from the position that this is 2022, and a lot of leaders that was there back in the days, they've been there for a few,
yeah.
they have not conditioned their minds as yet to deal with the reality of social media
Yeah.
and technology, the internet
Well, I
altogether,
better get with it.
and the impact that it would have, the vulgarity that comes over in campaigning, the viciousness that comes over in campaigning. Like I told persons before, even for here in Guyana, I have never faced so much vulgarity in my
Yeah.
life than at the level of the National Assembly.
But here's some of it here. It says this line of attack that Bolsonaro has been facing, right? The Lula da Silva campaign dug up some 2016 interview in which Bolsonaro said he was willing to eat human flesh in an unspecified indigenous ritual. In another ad, they circulated old images of Bolsonaro speaking to lodges, Messianic lodges, considered pagan temples by some of his evangelical Christian allies. Right? So Lula them went to work. In the most recent explosive ad yet, Lula's campaign made an attack ad on Bolsonaro's anecdote on a Friday podcast about visiting the home of adolescent Venezuelan migrant girls who he suggested were preparing to prostitute themselves. So they're sparing it all. They ain't sparing it all. And finally, on this note, the Bolsonaro he's so threatened by this viciousness of the the Lula campaign. He recently won a court injunction that took that particular ad with the adolescent girls off air, and it kept that particular subject out of a debate which aired last Sunday between himself and Lula da Silva. Bolsonaro came out to deny any association with cannibalism or pagan rituals, and branded the insinuations of pedophilia as slanderous lies. But the subject, it is said, have dominated campaign coverage and online conversations for days. And that's what's happening there currently. Yeah, you see, he wasn't expecting it to be this vicious, but it is what it is. Yeah.
I did read about that one with the cannibalism prior.
Yeah.
I did read about that one
Yeah.
prior, so that's not new to me. But the
Well,
one
snares
with
eat
the
human
other-
flesh. Now come and
I
shake
think he
your
said
fun hand.
he's willing. I think he's willing.
come and shake
I don't
your
know.
fun-
I think the
your
allegation
fun
is
hand.
that allegations are allegations.
Yeah.
And just put this on.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have not been able to independently verify
Yeah.
these accusations.
But if anybody got the footage,
It said it.
if anybody got the footage,
So
please.
if you haven't sent it,
What is it? Old vampire.
listen.
Old vampire.
And
Yeah.
rituals and stuff like that. I only recently I was having this conversation. I was like being in politics.
Yeah.
Sometimes like a lot of persons are pushed to the point that they just do anything
Yes.
to gain a few
Yeah.
a few political points.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those persons.
Yeah.
Like I don't do
You
anything.
remember
just to
Irfan
gain
woke up the other
political
morning, you
points
see, he want to go to the burial ground.
and do a live
You want to do a live.
from the
I don't know if, you see, when you use the word live and burial ground, you got to care, because you might think it's live as in, I've joined me, I'm here, shady life, smash emotion, that kind of life. But sometimes the man's wake up there and bring him back to life. I want to do a live, maybe that ritual is called the live. You see, walk in the burial ground. He's right on track with
The
Bolsonaro.
man wanted to speak from
He's a
his
deadless
heart.
pro.
Right?
Right?
But it's
In the heart of hearts, he's a mortician.
it's a
He's a
serious,
grave digger.
it's a serious conversation.
Wow.
What the lengths to which politicians actually go to actually gain these few points and for persons to actually smile with them.
All the way to Guadeloupe.
You don't do that. Like
Someone's
I'm not
going to
willing to
Guadeloupe.
do that. I have my belief,
Yeah.
I have my belief and I hold it dear to my heart. And there's no way you understand that I respect everybody's choice.
So you won't walk over like Irfan to win.
Listen, I'm telling you, I am not into that nonsense.
You won't walk over.
I respect everybody's position, everybody's choice, and I'm always very.
So you won't wake up
curious.
thinking we're going to be ground and cut the phone neck and sprinkle blood and so on.
No, I will
And
not.
put somebody picture.
I have extreme curiosity when it comes to belief, religion, and all of those concepts. I'm very curious because I like to have knowledge on issues and so forth. I know that there's a lot of overlapping when it comes to religion and different beliefs, and all of them could circle around the same thing. anything, that you good over evil, right over, right over wrong, and all of those things. But I will not put myself in a position just for political points to go do things that I do not believe in. I believe those things have severe consequences. And there we have.
I see why we're in opposition now. The boys, well, they go to Guadeloupe and British Catholic principal. She won't walk over here. She won't channel egg. She won't. And I them say, where the egg there? Where the barrel from there?
Listen, the egg and the barrel, got it, people.
Yeah.
This is one of them, right?
Yeah.
This is not one.
Story here now.
The man is being accused of cannibalism. I don't think it gets worse than that. Like, you could eat with your opponent.
Yeah. You ask twice. Folks, we're following some stuff brewing locally as well. A lot of things brewing locally in the 592. How are you all doing this morning? Folks, share the live. Smash that emoji button for us. Nathan Lewis, good to have you. Don Baines and Robin Lorraine, good to have you. Jadish Dish. Vanessa De Silva, good to have you as well. Folks, share the live wherever you're joining us from around the world. Smash that emoji button for us. And let's go right into what's brewing in the 592, folks. What's brewing in the 592? Drita?
People said that.
Talking about elections.
The people said.
Who eat flesh?
God, the people
Who
said.
wicked is what Kobia.
If I may remind you, wonderful folks joining us this morning.
Except your brow got the arches walk over, true?
I don't know.
I don't know. Got the big arches.
You want me to go and inspect
my
brows?
We got a big arches walk over.
But the people said, if you could remember, that it was supposed to be February the 13th. We even asked why it's not February the 14th.
Yeah.
The people get sent back. They said, no, you gotta bring a closer date. The people come back.
I am betting you.
January month, they get sent back again, Sharon. They said they want an earlier date. How is it that they announced a date after February? After being sent back, so why is it for an earlier date?
They were just stalling. They can't sell any longer. I'm betting you. Because the PPP superstitious, they will not have elections in March. I'm willing to bet you.
Because they're superstitious?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I'm betting you they're not going to have elections in March. Elections going to be April.
Oh, goodness.
Early April.
But right? I didn't understand why they said between March 13th and April 14th. Like, I would understand say we were not going to be ready until March 13th. But why is it only up to to April 24th?
Yeah.
Like, why is it? Why?
It's April. It's going to be April.
Yeah. But why April 24th? Why is that? So why is it that only then we can have it? What else y'all got to do after then?
Money got for Mac.
Right. But with that, elections our local government elections were actually due December of this year. So the whole aspect now is that the PP administration, particularly Nigel Darmla, because this comes under his portfolio, cannot just decide that the election is going to be a later date that it is so designated to be held. So he has to literally come back to the National Assembly and seek that extension of for the elections to be held anytime after the date that it should be held at. So that is something that have to come to Parliament. People don't like that to Parliament. Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that. They abhor that. And while we're following that, folks, some other things that we're tracking in 592, that's bringing the 592. You remember this one? Magistrate Leron Daly was asked to come off of the Bascom case, the Bascom case. Yeah, because she reprimanded the prosecutor. The prosecutor. Yeah. For not heeding to the court's instructions. Yeah, I think that was the most defining moment in Guyanese. Yes. And if not the most, at least it's right up there where the DPP wrote to the chancellor and the chief, the chief magistrate. Not the chief magistrate. Is it the chief magistrate? I can't remember. Is it as asking that Daly is taken off of the Bascom case. Well, after looking at the facts, the chief magistrate Anne McLennan has thrown out the request of the DPP, saying that she doesn't see enough evidence to suggest why Daly should be taken off of the Bascom case. But I think at that moment that the what's her name, Alima Shalimar, Aliyah, yes. At that moment when she wrote that, I think that I think that for me that was it. So like if you're waiting for
You can
this,
literally see
yeah,
people trying to
no.
get
So
a certain
that was
outcome.
it for me, and I kid you not. Like I'm not just
Yeah.
saying that. A lot of
Yeah.
times I try
It's
to
like
like
I said, it's
make
like
a
me
light
at the CCJ
good.
case. When I see analysts say this thing can go in my
Yeah.
favor, that's it for me.
Yeah,
At the
that
CCJ. I give
good.
up now with the CCJ.
That exactly.
I give up.
That's my positioning on it. When I saw her requesting that Daily be she recused herself from the case
Hmm.
for something that she did that she should have done.
Hmm.
That's her right.
Yes, within her
that exactly.
discretion and remit.
When she said that, Sherrod, at that point in time, I kid you not, I have zero confidence in the DPP. Absolutely none. The DPP have lost my confidence, and I don't know
But
what
that
is
is
it
where
she
you
can
and
do
I
to
differ.
regain that. I
That's where
don't
you and
know.
I differ
No,
because
I give it a long line,
that's where you and I
Sherrod. I
differ.
waited and I
That's where you
waited and I
differ.
waited and I waited, but
You
you
pause, you
can't
pause.
get past that.
Yeah.
You can't get past that. A lot of things are done. You say, oh well,
Yeah.
she's doing things with but when she used her office to even try to influence how a case goes by removing a
Yeah.
magistrate,
Yeah. We see this
you
movie
can't
before.
come back. You
But I
can't
said
come
that's
back
where you
from
and I
it.
differ because you now have zero confidence. Well, I was at zero confidence when you had the confidence.
So you're negative.
I have -10 right now.
By -10.
-10. -10.
I woke
At
up.
negative
I
10.
woke up in the morning and
Yeah.
I had a conversation with my friend. That news just circulating all over. I woke up in the morning and I had a conversation with my friend, and I said, because my friend have like a lot of relatives here and so forth, and I said, if you ever want a time to decide, like where do you go and spend the rest of your life? This is a defining moment.
Yeah.
You just pick your shit up and just
Yeah.
leave,
Yeah.
because if this is how the court is, a court that
Yeah.
should be that you should be able to go to, the court that should be your mechanism of
Yeah.
defense to
Correct.
defend your
Correct.
honor and all
Yeah.
of those things. If someone do you wrong and so, or anything like that, you should be able to go to the court and say, I believe in this system that is going to work for me, that is going to clear my name. And if that is the court, just pick your shit up and leave. At that point, that's
I'd
where
love
my
to be a
mind
fly
is
on the
from.
wall.
Then
I love it. Where you're joining us from, share the live, folks. Smash that emoji button for us as well. Pull up a cup of something, a bowl of something, with a plate of something, and let me go down the road. I like to be a fly on the wall. But the morning that happened, what does Roxanne George Wilshire do?
Yeah.
I can imagine. Does Roxanne in the morning like that pick up the phone and you call your, because they are all colleagues and comrades in the law fraternity. Does the Chief Justice call the Chancellor and say, you see this bullshit here with this one, Ali? What happens in the judicial? I love to be a fly on the wall.
But I always believe.
Who called the DPP?
I always believe.
I'd love to know that. Who called? Who in government called the DPP and say, hey, girl, you got to do something here for me?
That is the question. That's
who called the DPP?
But I always believe, like I have this. I don't know if I was brought up too innocent in this world or something, because I always have this belief that, particularly when you're going down in age, that you want to live a life of morals. You want to
live guilt here now. You switch the conversation.
You want to live and leave some sort of positive legacy behind. How is it that you have this position, the DPP within a country, and you see it fit in? You see this thing actually working out as a good image for yourself, for you to send that
people want it bad. They want bad come at any cost.
So at what expense you want to sacrifice yourself for a cause that is not your own? Like I just don't know how persons can go to that extreme, because like I just said, I've lost all confidence in anything that she does.
At -10.
I've lost it, and that's the honest truth, because like sometimes I say, oh, you give and take, oh my gosh, she's being so political here, oh my goodness, she's being political there, oh, like she did something, but when she did that was it for me. I signed it off.
But what fascinates me is that the DPP, like the AFC, knows the CCJ don't like her. And she still would go out on a limb. What was the ask to me? That's what matters to me. What was the ask?
It leaves a lot of questions. It leaves a lot of questions in the minds of Guyanese as to what would have prompted you, what was the incentive to prompt you to actually send that letter off. Julie, you're gonna like this next bit rather. You're gonna like this next bit,
because finally, maybe after hearing us morning after morning saying slow down arrival, using on people and so on, they've launched a campaign to curb dangerous road usage. They've launched a campaign. The fed up hearing me. We see it every day. The other pandemic in this country is how we use the waterways and how we use our roads. The next pandemic, the next plague we got is domestic violence, violence against women. Right? So they've launched a campaign recently. And even with that, this is on Mandela Avenue. This is just off of East Triumphant and North Triumphant Multilateral. It's just off of that school. They launched this campaign yesterday. Just down the road from that this morning.
Wow.
Just up the road from where they launched that, road safety campaign. Just up the road, right? This morning. This was the scene. Slow down, folks. Slow down. This is Mandela Avenue and the entrance to Meadowbrook. Right? You talk about going on in age. We were sitting with the graphic artist this morning and discussing this, and we couldn't remember whether Meadowbrook was 2 words or it was 1 word. We were 2 words, 1 word. We were kind of hassling, and it dawned on me when getting on in age. We used to be sharp and easy. Meadowbrook is 2 words, but not to distract from the main topic at hand. This just down the road from where they launched the road safety campaign. Right? And I wonder, how come Edgel as a prophet didn't see this coming?
All right, so let me tell you something about launching campaigns and
Yeah.
so forth.
Tell us.
I can go out right now and launch a campaign for something.
Yeah.
Right now. Whether or not I have set up the infrastructure at the back end, the mechanisms, and put the policy measures in place that
It's another
actually
story.
make sure that this makes sense. That's where we always come short. Always, PV is, I don't know.
The Excel
They have
at the window dressing.
Yes, the
The Excel
PR,
yeah.
They have 6-7 cameras out there to make sure that they capture all the right angles and all of those things at the launch. But what happens after the launch? And then we can go back to the example of the domestic violence hotline. Oh, all the nice window dressing. This hotline is launched. Big announcement to the level of the National Assembly that this is what you're going to be doing and all of that. And then when you test the infrastructure and whether or not there was a system set up that is going to actually work and make sure that this project, is successful, you find it lacking in so many ways. And then women are calling in the night and you don't have anybody to answer the phones and all of those.
Not a story. Not a story.
I hear you, and I support any initiative that comes with road safety because we know the amount of lives that has been lost.
Too many.
On the roadways. This is something that we've been talking about. I think they're saying
Too many.
a 7% increase for 2022 thus far, according to the statistics. And we continue to bleed on the roadways, if I can put it over in that way. So I support any initiative that is aimed at curbing that issue, minimizing the amount of casualties when it comes to road accidents and all those things. But what I want to hear, I don't want to see, I am not interested in all of the cover photos and all. I'm interested in saying, these are the systems that we're going to put in place to make sure that these things are minimized. These are the amount of penalties that we're going to be instituting, and this is how we're going to be tracking it. How are you going to be tracking it to see if it's actually successful? You're going to launch this campaign, and at the end of the first week, you're going to be checking on how many persons were reprimanded for improper use of the roadways, persons that are pushed through before the court, and all of those things. Are you going to be using those indicators to actually assess whether or not this program that you're launching is actually successful? Because if you're not doing that, then basically
you're wasting time.
Is wasting our time and taxpayers' dollars.
You're wasting time.
That's it.
You're wasting time. And we want to time wasting. We can go and do something else.
But drive slowly.
You're not
arrive
going to waste
alive.
time. We can do something else.
Arrive alive.
Yeah. We can cut up a cow or something like that.
Oh my God, sure. This is early in the morning.
We can cut up a cow. Folks, things tight in this country. That's why I know that. Things tight. And about 4 policemen are under house arrest. Close arrest.
The
right?
headline.
This is not where they take off your clothes and lock it up.
The headline is just wrong,
Yeah.
The headline is just wrong. It's a cop nabbed with beef it pick up after death.
We actually borrowed this
from
Kaiju News because they put it so uniquely. They were trying to be nice. Right? They're trying to be nice. But things tight in this country. So they had an accident
Yes.
A cow was involved. Some
Yes.
cattle were involved.
Yeah.
Is cattle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cattle were involved.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get my subject and verbs to align.
I
Cattle
don't
were
bother
involved,
myself with those things.
right? This is good. I know. Then by Steve out left right said I worried about syntax.
You know,
You
right?
see, maybe in opposition, we different.
A
Yeah,
cow
that
get
being
knocked down
said,
on the road.
a cow get knocked down. What is the fact? Is a cow get knocked down, right? Cow get knocked down. The policemen come. The policemen come to do their work. I write both sides. Come to do their work. Get distracted because the men see meat on the ground. Men decide, listen, we can help the situation out. Right? We can carry this meat by the abattoir.
Okay.
Right? I think it's the police force trying to tarnish the good reputation of these men by suggesting, right, that they had some ulterior motive with this meat. Right? It is the abattoir. I am certain these men were carrying this meat. Very certain. Right? You can't leave all the meat to spoil.
I don't care.
Knowing how things tight in this country.
You could come for this morning. Free those policemen.
Yes.
Free them. Free them.
Yes.
Come on. You want them to leave that cow to
Yes.
rot on the ground because you know the systems don't
Cow
work.
meat matters.
We have had situations so many times
Yeah.
where you had accidents and then the cow left on the road,
Exactly.
kill a man because the cow was on the road so long. The
Exactly.
dead cow actually took
Yes.
a life. You know?
Those policemen doing this country a public service.
Like how do you even
public
get to
service.
that point that you want to? How is that? I always say that we major in the minor. We major in the minor things. How is it that is a major issue?
It is common sense. It is common sense. Them men ain't got the strength to lift the whole cow. You cut it up and you move it in small pieces. It's common sense. You're gonna leave all that thing there. The men were on the way to the abattoir, and to suggest that those men had malice.
How do you have malice if you remove it? If you're removing
the carcass from the road so the traffic can pass?
How is that malice?
You see,
How is it malice?
As a man, think it in his heart, Rita.
They wanted to do post-mortem on the cow or something. What is it that?
As a man, think it in his heart. They were taking the cow to the abattoir to make sure. The cow is already dead. We can't do anything about that. That's not we fault.
Good.
But at least you could salvage
the situation.
Here's how some of that went down. At least.
I don't like to look at the cutting now.
Baby. No, you see the thing, Mr. Ned, they want to embarrass us. Yeah. Move from there, please. Please, yeah, just move from there. Just move from there. Yeah, I want to chop off this one too.
Just left them there.
So that's what I want to know is what happened to that one, the one that wasn't cut up. The one that wasn't cut up.
Just leave there and decay.
Yes. What happened to that one? I don't know. They're gonna bury it. I don't know what are they gonna do.
But that commander, I find that commander is very facetious.
It was the commander. I don't know. The voice
has to be an authority. Has to be somebody
that
over
voice.
them, a commander, a sergeant.
But I don't understand how that is embarrassing.
You haven't cut up their what?
No, but what's we say? You're embarrassing.
Yeah. You're embarrassing the police. People in a public service out here.
I don't see that as embarrassing. The police have a lot to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
In different
it's not
areas.
It's
not cutting up a cow on the road. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. I want to hear some details from this matter.
Yeah.
You know, listen to my problem, people.
Yeah.
You hear me out. You know, I don't know if Yabo and you guys, you know, you guys are in different realms of reality than we are. Right? Listen to me. On the coastline, if somebody knocked down a sheep, you don't see back the sheep on the road. I don't know. Like,
It's just second nature. Meat should not go to waste. It's like a religious thing in Guyanese. You know, meat should not go to waste like that. Animals are sacred. You don't just allow the meat to just waste there. You're actually honoring the animal.
I'm afraid of police. Come on.
Right? You're actually honoring the animal. You know, things to be ashamed of. We had a whole sting operation that caught a PS accepting a bribe.
Police
Nothing
are
has ever
ashamed.
become of that matter. You know?
I don't. Do you think the police are ashamed? You know, you think
Policeman
this-
was bitten on full view of the camera. Right? The policeman was bitten. Nothing ever became of that matter. As a matter of fact, over the last weekend, Barjag, we attended a birthday party for the woman who bit the
I
policeman.
think the police should be ashamed.
Celebrating
of
the
that.
woman.
The police should be ashamed of that.
Yeah. All those things happen.
Shame the police.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the policemen involved there, but I feel you guys. Don't worry. The
Yeah.
economy is difficult.
Yeah.
You didn't go and commit
Yeah.
some.
If the luck came up, we can bring food.
We can bring.
Beef.
Not,
Good. We bring in beef for y'all. You don't worry.
you know, this is
One way or the
don't
next.
mention the
everything
money.
will
You
be.
know, we continue
Yeah.
to mention the money.
Public service, moving the carcass out of the way.
Yeah.
It's too heavy, you got to cut it up too.
Yeah,
Right?
what shame the
Yeah,
police.
where you expecting the car? Can't put it back to the vehicle. You want them to walk to the station and leave the vehicle there?
I think somebody's probably vexed that they didn't call them for officers.
I get the head. You know, I like my cold face house. And I'm commander. I like my cold face house. That being said, folks, Julie made a point earlier on that the folks like to set up projects and so on. But the details, always short on details, always murky on the
That's
details.
the
Always,
signature- the
always,
signature
always,
of the
always.
PSP.
The signature, Julie said it best. The signature. Well, in what they said this morning, Starbucks News editorial today is focusing on this 1,000-man project.
My Sherrod,
This
I
1,000-man initiative.
I see these people that listen to your programs, you know.
This 1,000-man initiative. So this is what Starbucks News said. Consistently, right? This 1,000-man
Consistency
project.
would be-
Consistency would be key to any program proposing to reverse the challenges young men face, as anything less may very well serve to exacerbate them. The point is that this is not and will never be a quick fix. It is clear that these problems are showing no signs of abating. Therefore, whoever's attempting to stem them has to be in it for the long haul. It's not a photo up on your gun, right? It's not a photo. Savage made the point. It is unknown whether these men will agree or they will be, you know, kind of seconded to do this kind of work, whether they will be paid to do it, you know, whether it's the top level of these organizations, they say the police force, army, churches, and so on, who will be involved, and exactly what these measures will be to roll back some of the challenges we see with our young men being disillusioned and being adrift under this administration. Yep, consistency, Savak News says, will be the key to any program like that.
Yeah, you know, with this particular program, and I always support a system, particularly a system of mentorship for young men. I think it's a very, very good initiative. I know that in more developed countries, and so you have very strong systems of mentorship, particularly for young men, that was not brought up in strong family settings. And those things, we need to look at the structure of those. But what I do want to say is that we have to acknowledge the differences. You know, when you do sociology, and this is where education comes in a great lot. When you do sociology and so forth, and then you study any bit of psychology, it would teach you like different individuals, different ethnicities, different backgrounds would respond to different things a whole lot differently. So instead of trying to impose a specific structure of a program within to an organization, it may be more beneficial if you provide aid to actually expand and strengthen the systems that those organizations already have that can
But I
work,
thought there's a program right now in the Ministry of Social Services and whatever the ministry is called.
Human Service and Social Protection.
That very ministry. There was a program to deal with men.
Yeah.
And now they see something else
but they have not.
On top of that,
There,
it's quite surprising.
there's been a lack, I think,
Men empowerment something.
a lot of resources needs to be directed, particularly at the level of the religious bodies. They have a system that is set up. Belief kills and belief cures. You know that saying. It simply means that you can go to a Christian family, Christian home with Christian men in it, and they will believe and respond to things differently than if you go to a Hindu setting in which you have persons, they're Hindu men and boys. They understand, and their ideologies are vastly different to that of a Christian home with Christian men and Christian boys. What you want to do is strengthen the men units within each of these systems so that you get to a place in which all of them, in their own unique style, teaches the same things, but in their own unique style. You want to strengthen it instead of imposing any stringent ways upon them. I don't think I like the idea of putting systems in place, but I don't think it's something that should have a lot of. I don't think it should have any political intervention, because the policymakers in Guyana, and particularly at the level of the PPP, cannot direct men as to how to treat women and all of those things. They cannot
That's
guide
coming
men.
here. I want to strengthen the men unit in the PPP
They have a men unit in the
to deal with what's happening over there. That's the unit I want to strengthen. I think if we strengthen that unit, everything else will function properly.
Yeah.
If we strengthen that unit there, because over the last weekend, you all saw O.C. Rogers in full view of cameras beat up that young lady in the supermarket there in Bar Settlement.
Yeah.
People allowed him to leave the country. The police allowed him to leave the country. And you want to come and set up a 1,000 men program.
You can't leave it to the organizations that already have units in place, already have bodies in place. And this particular program, I think, as it moves forward at some significant point, I don't know the length of the program, because this is something that they always do. You come, you hear about this program, you don't know how long it's expected to last. It's the program for a specific set of time. You intend for it to be continuous throughout the years, like whatever it is, but you must be able to keep track and to actually see if it's making sense, and to actually alter and tailor whatever needs to be done if you want it to be impactful. I support things that that basically foster good morals in society. But I'm yet to see like the structure that will come with that. So I hope it goes somewhere positive.
Yeah. And finally, folks, I ain't going to detain you too long here at all, because I want you to know. Brace it over. We didn't win the petition. Right? I want to give it early. So by the time you hear it in another hour's time, you're in good stead. We win it. Right? Adel and Dilal is part of the government. They got billions of dollars at their disposal. They could channel it in many positive ways. Right? They choose not to. Right? Adel told us very early yesterday, the PPP won, their arguments were stronger, and the CCJ sided with them. Right? He already knew how this is going down, and I have no reason to disbelieve him.
What I do know about Anil Nandlal.
We didn't win it.
What I do know about
let me just pull the band-aid off the sore. We didn't win it. And let me move on.
Yeah. Listen. When I saw Anil Nandlal's post, I was anxiously awaiting his issues in the news that he does on a Tuesday night, because I wanted to see what was the conversation and how he was going to actually formulate his position and why he said what he said. But then he went out and put out a notice saying that he's not going to be having the program last night, because what is he going to go and say? That he is taking that this information was put at his disposal, and now he is the one to disseminate the information. So he can't wait until the CCJ give a ruling. So Anil Nandlal has in fact given the ruling instead of the CCJ.
I want to see a court system, locally and regionally, where matters are heard on the content, right? On the substantive issues. Now somebody can write and say, "Oh, Chancellor, take this magistrate off this case here. We like she." Right? The judgment is supposed to be handed down today at 10. This morning at 10 o'clock.
What time did we get it yesterday?
Right. We get it very early yesterday. Thanks, Anil. Thanks. We didn't win it, folks. Let me move on. I don't think anybody was holding their breath. They know the president of the CCJ has a particular disposition his administration, to the last administration, and to the DPP. So we good company. We didn't win it, folks. We didn't win it. All right, we'll get some reactions to that later on our other programs coming up. But the short of it, we did not win election petition 99.
We're gonna hear the whys and all of those arguments have been put forward. But what I can say is that the announcement was made to Guyanese not by the CCJ. The CCJ heard the case, but the CCJ did not
decide
for
apparently.
Guyanese. When it comes to how it went, apparently Anand Nandlal, he was tasked with the responsibility of giving a ruling to the Guyanese people.
So, according to the decision handed down by Anand Nandlal,
the CCJ bestowed that power upon Nandlal to go.
I don't know at this point. And I don't want to waste time on Nandlal.
We had a negative torture or something there.
And Nandlal too, right till 60. Let me move on. We didn't win it. We'll give you more details on that in subsequent programs. Right? As we said, it's not fun. Why we didn't win? We didn't win election petition 99 before the CCJ. The appeal.
Yeah.
Because it was thrown out to the High Court for wanted service, late service. We won the appeal at the CCJ of that decision. We won the appeal at least before the Court of Appeal locally, and now our final appellate court, the CCJ, decided no. Well, rather, I shouldn't say the CCJ. Anand Nandlal, yes, absolutely. Said no. That being said, we're going to see you guys back at 12 for our podcast.
We're going to be diving into the conversation a little bit more after all the whys and so forth are being put out there. But in short, apparently, we can assume that there was some sort of responsibility and power bestowed upon Nandlal to give a ruling that should be given at 10 today.
The justice now.
Let us move. Let us move forward.
That being said,
with our day, and we will see you back here this midday at 12.
Yeah. Stay safe until you're on the streets in Georgetown. Be vigilant. Vigilant out there. Stay safe.
Have a good day, guys.
That's it.